Welcome to this introduction for Soul Contract Reading Training Level 3. We've discovered there's a very interesting dynamic in the way the transmission of the soul contract reading work infuses into you as a student if you're attending the workshop. On the first training we open up your DNA to the remembrance of this work because it's the soul's past life experience which actually draws you to the work because you already know the work. And it's trying to get you to remember what's actually happening here. So your channel gets opened up, the memories of this work come into your consciousness, and that's why there's so much familiarity with the work. But the mind is trying to remember it all, remember what's in the manual, what's said over the 4 days, so it gets a bit overloaded initially. And that's why we encourage you to have some practice with clients and doing readings and to actually channel energies through you so they start to integrate with you. And provided you get through that initial period a few months after the workshop in level 1 and start embedding the work, then it starts to become an integral part of you. And then level 2, which is name overlays, which is all about the next layer, the next transmission of energy of the work. What happens is you move to another level in your DNA. The second transmission comes in and you start to get at a deeper level in your consciousness. And then by the time you get to the third workshop, what happens then is that there's a final transmission. It's a process that we discovered here. And once you get the final transmission, you become the embodiment of the work. It's fully activated in your DNA and in your consciousness. So it no longer becomes a process of trying to remember all the information and interpretations, and it's more about just being it, being the 22 frequencies, the 22 Hebrew letter energies, and then when you're working with someone, it brings you more into the now moment of not having to try and remember everything, but through practice and the transmission that comes from the workshop, level 3, you become it. And then in each moment, while you've still prepared your charts for birth charts and overlay readings, you can then deliver deep from your soul, deep from the channel which is connecting you to the higher self of your client, what they need to really hear. All within the conscious framework that you've already learnt in levels 1 and 2. So that's probably one of the most important elements of level 3. We also teach all the business name work because we spend so much time working that the soul wants to use work as a means of the expression of the soul contract, of the birth name and the relationship overlay energy patterns which we discover when we're doing those relationship readings out into the workplace. And so it's really important that we're aligned, or our work is aligned with our true purpose, with helping us overcome our karma, achieve our goals, manifest our talents, and overall our soul destiny and divine purpose. So level 3 enables you to realign clients to run their own business, realign their business so it serves their deepest soul purpose and divine purpose, and overcomes their karma and all the other elements they're working on in their soul contract. And when that happens, and someone feels really connected with their business, and then the energy really flows, and then the business prospers. If someone's doing a job or running a business which is not aligned to who they are, and it won't flow, simply because the right numbers may not be in there, because there needs to be matching numbers in the business names and the product names and service names, which allow them to express their core essence of the soul. So it's very powerful work for helping people to empower them through work to actually manifest their soul destiny. It's also really helpful in understanding the dynamics of human relationships at work, which because we spend a lot of time with it, some of them often don't work that well. Okay, and so by understanding how different people relate in terms of staff and suppliers and customers, that enables clients to get a much better handle on what's going on and take a different perspective, and you can then provide them with suggestions and recommendations for managing people better, rearranging their staff, or if they're actually a staff member themselves, understanding how their boss works or their fellow staff members work. And that way it makes work go with more grace and ease. And so beyond just the name of a business, We look at the legal name of the business, then the trading name of business, and we look at the services it offers in terms of the numerology. We also look at website names. We aim to create with this work a nice flow from the birth name through the current or hopefully optimal name to the name of a business, all the way all the different names of the business, the services and the website, product names. And we aim to create a consistent flow of energy so that there are common energies that flow through all of them, and if that happens then the business will prosper. It will attract to it the niche of customers who are drawn by that particular energy, drawn by the service the client soul's offering, and so business flows a lot better. We spend a lot of time naming the services and the Centre for Conscious Ascension name itself through trial and error, and naming the website. So what happens now is that people are drawn to the website. They find us on Google. They find us on page 6 of Google sometimes, and the energy of the names are designed to open the heart and magnetically draw them in, and designed to share a lot of love, which is what we're all about. And they just come and they have a lot of trust in us. And so a lot of the hard work, which often has to go into marketing to build trust with the client, is already done by the pure energies of the names we've used. So it makes it much easier. So we just got to wait and they just turn up. So you can do this for yourself, and you can also do it for your clients. So by being in harmony with the flow of the soul's energy, creating alignment overall, it makes business run much more smoothly. It makes the whole work process go with a lot more grace and ease. It becomes a lot more enjoyable. There's a lot less struggle of the mind trying to work out what's not working and what do I do here, because you've realigned someone to what their real purpose is. So that's the two components of the workshop. It's the major final transmission to actually come fully online with the work, and then there's the conscious sharing part of how to align your clients and yourself through the work situation much more into your soul destinies. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what we're actually going to do.